Hey everybody, welcome back to Everything's Plastic. Today we're going to be taking a look at a Marvel Legends action figure, and this one is Marvel Sylvie from Loki Season 1. Loki Season 1 premiered last year on Disney Plus. Fantastic season. Can't wait for Season 2. I think it's going to be even better. Really like this character too. I like the female version of Loki, one of his variants. I thought the actress did an awesome job. Pretty excited to have this figure. Had it for a while, as always, but finally getting a chance to get this one out of the box and get a closer look at it. So let's take a look at the front of the package. Exact same picture on the other side, and here's a look at the artwork on the back. There is a little read-up on the back as well that says, laser, focused, and relentless. Sylvie is the TVA's most formidable villain who has vowed to burn the organization to the ground. And on the back here, if you're unfamiliar with Wave, I'll just go over them really quickly. First one in the Wave is Zombie Captain America, T'Challa Star-Lord, Captain Carter, Zombie Hunter Spidey, Doctor Strange Supreme, Heist Nebula, and Marvel Sylvie. It builds Watcher, which is a pretty awesome Build-A-Figure. Let's crack this one open and get a closer look at it. We'll be right back. Now we have this one out of the package. You can see the cool artwork on the back there, the Time Variance Authority, and for all time always. So I thought it was a pretty cool backdrop, so I wanted to keep the box there just to show you guys. For accessories, she comes with the cape for the Watcher. I like all the texturing on the inside. I like how it's the dark blue fading into a lighter blue. Not really a fan of the overall appearance of the cape on the outside. They didn't carry over the different colors, the fading. Basically just the same color all the way through, and it looks like very, very cheap plastic. I think they should have slapped a bit of paint on it instead of the cheap, uneven colored plastic that they used. Maybe it won't look as bad once the Build-A-Figure is fully assembled. She does come with two open hands, two gripping hands, which are fingerless gloves. Looks pretty cool. And she comes with one sword. You can see some pretty cool detail on the handle. That's about it. Not much detail on the blade going up there, but pretty decent job on that. Alright, let's get a closer look at Sylvie all over. Overall, I think it's a pretty good head sculpt. The face sculpt is pretty accurate to the actress that played Sylvie. Cool detail in her eyes, lots of detail in her eyes. Like the overall face sculpt, I think it's pretty cool. And even with the hair, I like how they added some wash in there just to change up the color and give it some texturing, give it some layering. It looks like actual hair as opposed to just a bright yellow paint for blonde hair. Cool design in her jacket or robe, whatever you want to call it. Overall, looks pretty awesome. Pretty contoured to her body. There is a little bit of design in it. The jacket's going to hinder articulation just a little bit, but it removes pretty easily. Just pops off like that, but it does fit nice and snug when it's on. It's a pretty cool design on that. Let's take her robe off and get a closer look at her overall suit. See a little bit of detail there. Does have a belt going around the outside of her waist. You can see some paint, some detail on her vest, I guess you would call it. I'm not sure. But going down, her pants are pretty plain. Boots are pretty plain as well. I think they could have put a bit of paint on the laces just to break up the solid colors of a little tiny bit. Overall, not a lot of detail on this one. Not a lot of extra paint, but at the same time, I actually like this figure a lot. So let me know in the comments below as well what you guys actually think about this one. That pretty much wraps up our closer look, so let's go over articulation. Your head goes up this far, down this far. You do have some side to side full rotation. I'm guessing this is on a dumbbell joint because we do have really good articulation with our head, really good movement. And as you can see here, tried to remove the head, but the dumbbell joint came off with it. Big fan of these dumbbell joints. I think you get a lot of good articulation out of them for the most part. For her shoulders, shoulders come up this far, somewhat restricted, goes all the way around. We do have single jointed pinless elbows. I'm fine with single jointed elbows on this one, as long as they're pinless. Doesn't really bother me whatsoever. There's a rotation at the elbow. There is a ball joint at the torso as well, which goes back this far, forward this far, side to side. You get full rotation. I prefer these joints over the old ab crunch. I think the ab crunches are ugly. I think we get what we need out of these ball joints at the torso. There is no rotation at the waist for this one. Her legs come out this far, so almost to a complete split. Go forward this far, so a little bit restricted there. And most figures are restricted going back by their butt plastic. There is a upper thigh cut We do have double jointed pinless knees, which are great. Thumbs up for the pinless joints. Overall, the pants look pretty good too, and from what I can tell, this is all new mold. This doesn't look reused from any other figure. If it is, let me know in the comments below. But lately with Hasbro with Legends, these knee joints are different colors, but they actually match up color pretty good on this one. So that's pretty cool as well. There is a boot cut. Their ankles go back this far, forward this far. Not really restricted much. A little bit restricted on forward, but overall not too bad. And you do have your full rotation there for your ankles as well. Not the best articulation we can get out of a figure, but I think overall, I think Hasbro did a pretty decent job with this one, and I'm perfectly fine with the articulation. I do like the extra hands as well, like the fist and the open hand. I think that's pretty cool. Let's switch out to one of those gripping hands. Comes out pretty easy, snaps in pretty easy as well. Let's get the sword in hand. Like I mentioned earlier, when you try to pose it, put our hands up or something like that, then the cape kind of, her robe kind of gets in the way, wants to fall off. So nice vanilla pose like this, yeah, she's fine. As soon as you want to move her arms and stuff like that, it doesn't really work for the figure when you try to move her arms and stuff around. But just to do a few comparisons, here she is next to Star-Lord from Thor: Love and Thunder. Here she is next to Spider-Gwen from Into the Spider-Verse. Love this figure. Next to the awesome Black Cat. I think this is a great figure as well. And one of my favorite MCU figures, this is Spider-Man from Spider-Man Homecoming. We can see that Sylvie is pretty much the same height as these three figures, just a little tiny bit shorter than Star-Lord, but overall pretty average for a female Marvel Legend. Overall, I'm going to give this figure a 8.5 out of 10. Like I said, a little bit restricted with articulation, but it doesn't bother me. I think the figure can still do pretty much everything he wants it to do. Paint application is a little bit sloppy in some places, but overall not too bad. Not a lot of detail, but the detail that they did do, they did it well. The overall design of the figure, I think it's accurate. Maybe not 100% accurate, but I think it's fairly accurate to a TV show. I'm a big fan of the head sculpt and the hair and everything that they did with that. I think it's accurate to the actress that actually played the part of female Loki. I think they did a great job. Down the likeness, love the detail in the eyes, so 8.5. I think it's a pretty decent score for this figure overall. So, as always, let me know in the comments below what you think of my score. Let me know what you think of this figure. Let me know what you think of the Disney Plus Loki series. As always, let me know what you think of our review. If you like our review, don't forget to click on that like button. And the subscribe button is there if you want to subscribe and support the channel as well. We'll see you on the next one. Keep collecting and stay safe.